The president has long stated his belief about the importance of social media, uplifting accurate information as it relates to a once-in-a-generation virus, for example. He's also concerned about the power large social media platforms have over our everyday lives and has long argued that tech platforms must be held accountable for the harms that they cause.
Okay, translation, Big Brother. The Biden administration is watching. Welcome back to Wake Up America. The chief twit, Elon Musk, set to release files on Twitter's own free speech suppression in an effort to combat the tyranny that he says lies ahead should free speech in America be lost.
And joining us now is research fellow in the Center for Technology Policy at the Heritage Foundation, former Facebook analyst, Kara Frederick. Kara, thank you so much for joining us. So Elon Musk is expected to disclose all of the details of Twitter's 2020 censorship of the New York Post reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop. What do you make of this? Obviously, I think a lot of people say we have the right to know what happened, but it really seems that the Biden administration is concerned. They even said that they're going to keep an eye on Twitter.
Yeah, well, this is not the first time that kind of things happen. There's a pattern here that the Biden administration has evinced, and that is putting pressure on these big tech companies to police the speech of Americans. We have numerous lawsuits pending. I hope Elon's is going to be, the big revelation. But when it comes to the White House singling out specific accounts, specific users for suppression, we know that that's happened. Jen Psaki admitted it from the White House podium last summer, saying we were looking at specific users and accounts. Within a month, all 12 of these accounts and users were purged off of Facebook. We know that there's a former New York Times reporter, Alex Berenson, who in his lawsuit said he was singled out by the White House for a ban. That actually happened. Missouri, Louisiana, they've joined forces to look at how the CDC joined with big tech in order to police the speech of Americans. So this is completely normal for this administration, and I really hope Elon lets Americans see and exposes what's actually going on, what we know to be going on.
Okay, so a lot of this has to do with Hunter Biden and the suppression of that story before the 2020 election. Just calling balls and strikes here. Here are the facts. So 2020 election, highest voter turnout since the election we had in the year 1900, so 120 years before that. 155 million Americans voted. If 40,000 switched their vote to Donald Trump in a couple key states, 40,000, that's it, out of 155 million, Donald Trump wins the election without any problem. A tip poll came out acknowledging that 78% of Americans didn't know about the laptop, that say they would have changed their vote if they knew about the laptop before the election. So suppressing this story, you could make the argument that this shifted an election. You were an analyst at Facebook. What is Elon Musk going to release? Emails? What kind of stuff are we going to see?
Hopefully. So far, the little information we have on this kind of collusion between the government and big tech has come from FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Access requests, that citizens have taken, frankly, upon themselves to basically push through. So emails, a lot of what Fauci was doing with Mark Zuckerberg, those emails are sort of trickling out into the public as well. We have admissions by Mark Zuckerberg that the FBI came to him and said, beware of Russian disinformation. This Hunter Biden laptop story sure has all those hallmarks. And you couple that with those 51 intelligence officers who signed that letter saying the exact same thing. So I think when it comes to what Elon is looking for, those emails are going to be critical. We'll hopefully have some admissions on other people's social media accounts and things like that. So text messages, SMS, those kinds of things. You've seen in the run-up to this whole Twitter saga, a lot of Elon's text messages have leaked in terms of discovery, et cetera. So I think those communications are what we're looking for. And those are smoking guns that, frankly, we've seen time after time when it comes to big tech, big government collusion.
Maybe that's why the White House is keeping such a close eye on Elon Musk.
I wonder when he'll release those. We'll have to wait and see.
Hopefully before Christmas. That'd be a little surprise.
All right. Kara, thank you so much. Kara Frederick.
Good
we
seeing you,
appreciate
Kara.
it. Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide. Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.